I'm trying to invite you right now, Bevon. Give me 1 second. Let me do it. Bevon, can you request to join? It's not allowing me to send you an invite. Oh, there you go, actually. Clipper, what's going on? What's up, Bevon?
What's going on, man?
Man, just finishing up some work right now. How you feeling?
Busy, man. There's a lot happening.
Man,
There's a lot going on, man.
hold on. It's definitely a lot going on. It's actually supposed to be. I had got invited to this Claude co-work to this event space downtown Chicago, but I
Oh yeah.
couldn't. It was at 3 o'clock today, but I couldn't even go. I'm up and finishing some client work.
I hear you, man. Yeah, I've been trying to keep up. Like I was texting you earlier. Like it's like all out war now, man. Claude, perplexity. You know what I'm saying? Like open Claude just kind of sparked the whole thing, man.
Yeah, I feel like that was like the what is it? What's the phrase? The straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was the catalyst, man. That was the thing that kicked it off. Like
for sure.
people realize, like, man, we the competition is like, nah, we need to jump on this ASAP. So,
Exactly.
but
Especially like once you just get to thinking of like automations, it's like why like why not do this? 'Cause it's going from like make.com and NANs to just
yeah,
something that's like automated in a sense, 24/7. It's crazy.
I don't think people fully understand what's happening with this, right? Like this is like, right, you have a business, I got all this stuff going on. Our calendars are crazy. Because I saw the one guy give an example of how he's using like OpenClaw right now. Like he's asleep. Like before he wakes up, like it's looking at his emails, it's looking at his
Hmm.
calendar, who wants to talk to him. It's finding like availability for that week, right? If he's on vacation, like it's just like it's crazy, man. Like he wants to book a flight, a vacation, like boom, everything is done. Like it is like different level type assistance, you know?
Yeah, yeah, like I feel like that and like this is what I've been like telling like my brother and everybody. I feel like that we going from like a reactive basis when you think of AI. So you have to like it has to react to what you prompt to it. So we have to be manual, but we going from reactive to proactive, where like you just mentioned, he wakes up and the AI model already did this for him. It's thinking like an employee, where you don't have to like constantly tell it like to do something. It's gonna do it on its own because it knows that it needs to get finished. So
Yeah.
it's like we're going through that transformation right now or transition.
Yeah, and I'm like, the good thing about the competition, right? So Claude, Perplexity, they all like falling in line now, but like you get to test which one works, right? You get to like play around with the stuff and see, which one works best. I was texting you earlier this week. I'm like, I feel like so far, man, this is the year of Claude, man. Like this thing is like
Yeah.
phenomenal. Like it's like how we were talking about Notebook LM and Gemini last year,
Hmm.
right? Like Claude, I'm just like obsessed with it now because I'm creating like projection, business projection. Like it's just like all this stuff is doing,
Yeah.
and it's actually doing more than I wanted to do. Or I thought, right? It's thinking about things that I'm not even thinking about, and OpenAI is not there yet. Like ChatGPT is not there. Um, so Claude is like Anthropic is like doing their thing right now, man.
Yeah, and I can retweet that, especially coming from just somebody who was like I still am a big ChatGPT fan. Like of course, because it has like a lot of the context, meaning that like it knows how I write. I probably gave it like a million of my LinkedIn posts, so it knows exactly how to respond to comments. It knows about just different businesses that I have because I talk to ChatGPT where I'm giving it like not personal information, but just more information about me. So I feel like that chat still knows like a little bit more about me. But over these last like 3 4 months, Claude and Anthropic, I've been literally like doing like starting my mornings off with it.
Yeah.
just feeding more business information. So it's definitely getting more context, and it's kind of like hard to just switch between the two because Claude is definitely is winning right now. Truth be told, is winning.
I think from a business standpoint, I've been so Gemini has been kind of my default for business type stuff with
Yeah,
notebook,
yeah,
but Claude they've gone like a level deeper in like, for example, a budget projection for a program I was kind of like thinking about. I was just talking about the concept of the kind of brainstorming with it a little bit, and it asked me something about budget. I said, yeah, let's explore that, and boom, man, these like projections that came out and just amazing like spreadsheet, like crazy, like you know what I'm saying, the depth which it went. And then I was also thinking about some curriculum stuff,
yeah.
created the entire thing. It like, man, from for handouts to like train the trainer model to like how do you pitch this a foundation? How do
Hmm.
you pitch this a brand or a sponsor? Like, do you want to make this like a national kind of marketing campaign? Like, and the if you say yes to all that stuff, it creates the assets. It creates all that stuff that again I don't see any other platform doing that right now. You know?
Nah, yeah, like it's nothing else that's competing with Claude at the moment, and to I guess to like to go a little bit more deeper in that situation. So like Claude, as you was mentioning, how you just giving it one thing and it's just creating a lot of different other things that you didn't prompt it to do.
Right.
So with like Claude, something that's major right now, and I feel like a lot of people are getting into is the Claude skills,
Hmm.
which are like custom GPTs in a sense. But
Yeah.
with custom GPTs, so boom. So with custom GPTs, I think you have to like go into the actual custom GPT in order to have it, prompt or answer or output in that exact format that you told us to do. With Clyde, on the other hand, if we just go into a new chat and we have a grant skill where we say, hey, we want you to format all of our grants in the same format. We want you to pull the grant information from grants.com and yada, yada, yada. So anytime we start a new chat and we say, hey, I'm looking for a grant for how we could implement AI into small businesses, that's Cloud Skill is going to automatically use the information that we gave it, and then it's going to output our grant application, the way that we inputted it, versus like a custom GPT where we have to go into that custom GPT every time and do this. It's like Claude is just making things way more easier at this point.
Yeah, and so you mentioned grants and stuff. So they like Claude for nonprofits now. So it's like a 75% discount, right, for your team. So the APIs now you can use their APIs to connect to like grant databases. So for my grant logic AI thing, that's what I'm doing, right? So I'm a plug in directly to these massive databases, which is Candid, GrantStation, and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm exposing my users, right? Because remember, my platform is really telling you this decision intelligence. It's telling you which grants make sense to go after first.
Right.
Not necessarily a grant database, but now that Claude is connecting to like these folks through APIs, specifically to help people research, but really write better grants, right? Based on prompting pretty much. So for me, I wasn't focused on being a grant database,
Nah.
but now with Claude for nonprofits, I could actually use the API to bring in like thousands, hundreds of thousands of grant opportunities, but only show the ones that make sense to show to my users. So think about it, right? You don't have to now go to GrantStation or Candid or whatever and search like millions of like grant opportunities and filter those. I could literally plug into the API, feed those into my platform, and only show Jacques the things that make sense for his nonprofit, the only things that he cares about
Yeah.
based on his profile. So just to think about what that just did there, you eliminated an entire step for like nonprofits or anybody seeking a grant, and now you get to keep them on your platform too. And it's all seamless, right? And I use Perplexity for news, so I gather all the recent news about every funder and every like grant opportunity that's out there. Because what I was trying to do using AI is really eliminate all the time and hours we spend searching for grants as nonprofits and bring it all in one place and only show you the things that matter. But now there's Claude for nonprofits, Claude for grant writing, Claude for like, man,
Everything.
it's wild, man.
Yeah.
It takes the thing that you're building to a whole different level without adding like in the past developers without adding like product management teams and thousands of dollars and months of work. This thing comes out, boom, I plug into the API, I test it, boom, let's go.
Boom.
We're in business. Like, and all of a sudden, the value of what you're providing is like grown exponentially overnight. So I think that's what a lot of people are missing, right? When it comes to like building with AI, is like the cost to do it is almost zero, right? It eliminates time. It's easy to learn, or should you got to take some time to get to know how to to use it. But I think and then the cost to scale is drastically reduced as well because you get to experiment in real time.
Yeah, exactly. So my question for you is, especially because you just brought up Perplexity and Claude. So we were messaging earlier, and you and I both know that Perplexity just dropped Perplexity Computer, which is like it's like a open cloud alternative. Everybody is just like an open cloud operator at this point. I mean, Perplexity dropped Perplexity Computer, and the cloud just dropped cloud cowork recurrent task, which means that you could give cloud cowork one task, and then automatically it will be able to do it every morning. So it can be a morning brief. It can be so. Just think of any task that you have make.com or NAN doing. So I guess with them just adding these features, how are you imagining using Perplexity Computer or like a cloud cowork recurrent task to just keep scaling Grant Logic and the other initiatives that you have going on?
I keep going back to something Sam Altman said like maybe not more than a year ago. He's like, we will see the one person $1 billion company. Like that's what we're seeing right now. Like that's what I see when you send me the stuff. I'm like, bro, did you just like I don't have to go hire this. I don't have to, what I'm saying? And I'm thinking about my time, right?
Yeah,
So I mean, Grand Logic is literally just me right now running that, and what I'm saying it's running on its own. I don't really do much unless I have an idea that I want to tweak or test.
yeah.
But now with all these tools, right? Like, man, I'm just thinking about the fact that you could scale so much faster and maintain or grow your profit margin, right?
Yeah.
And there's no need now. I've been like some investors have been reaching out to me because they see what we're doing with Grand Logic. I'm like, I don't need to raise money. Like, why? I just need to convert people to paying
Hey,
customers.
custom, that's it.
And these tools now make it so much easier to do that because some of the things that I might be doing manually, I could just automate, right? So I'll give you an example. Like people request invitations to join Grand Logic's platform, and then I still kind of take a look at who it is before I click approve. But now I could literally like say to this platform, like Perplexity or all these guys, like, listen, this is my logic around why I accept people into this platform. And boom, when this happens and it meets these conditions, this is what should happen, right? We accept them, we don't accept them, we reply with, we ask questions, like literally is replicate like taking all this stuff out of your head and like putting it in a way that is fully automated and is running 24/7. So to answer your question, when I see these things come out, I keep going back to that thing that Sam said, which is we will have the $1 billion one person startup. And it might also not be running it might be founded by a human, but it might be running every day to day by agents.
Okay, so speaking of that, my question for you is: do you think that we already have the one person $1 billion company with Open Cloud? Because they didn't disclose the like how much they pay him, but I think that he's probably like up a few billies right now.
No, for sure, for sure. He was talking about what it cost him to run, and he was talking about what happened when he the news broke, right? Like he almost like shut the whole thing down.
When he said he was like losing money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it really like went viral, he was considering shutting the whole thing down because people started like spamming like crazy. People like scooped up the domain name and started doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then OpenAI kind of saved him,
Yeah.
right? They saved him. Like they brought him into that fold and like pretty much put like a moat around him where he could like fund his development and security and infrastructure and like really take his model and kind of like scale it.
Mm-hmm.
OpenAI, I think they were smart to jump on that, right? To like scoop him
Yeah.
up. But I think, yeah, we don't know the dollar amount because he is the one person startup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the adoption has been ridiculous. Now, I think there's a lot of security things they need to address
Sure.
for sure. But he could be probably the first one,
Yeah. And he definitely ignited something because, as we just mentioned, Perplexity dropped Perplexity Computer. Now Claude is dropping every day. They literally dropping every day. Like it
Yeah.
seems like every day they dropping. And I just read a article, or I actually just published a content piece on how Google they had blocked, or they had banned like Google accounts who were using
Yeah,
OpenAI to use Gemini API. So I guess we already know the answer to this though, but we already know that the large AI labs are literally creating the open cloud alternatives, which is why I think that like a Google or Anthropic is, blocking access to be able to, hook the open cloud agents to their
yeah,
APIs because they are building the same thing. So they're like, man, watch out. We don't want no more competition. Like, why would we allow you on our platform when we are building the same thing?
yeah. No, exactly. I think because that's the other part of this, right? The other side is the goal of these platforms and these agents is really to automate your daily task and stuff. But your daily task involves different platforms,
Yeah.
right? I still use Gmail, but I have Outlook, I have this, you know what I'm saying? Calendar, different calendar.
Hmm.
So so they have to kind of like talk to each other, right? So that's why I think Gemini, Google is like, nah, screw that, man. We can't, you're not gonna let you guys in, right? So I think because once it's in that, once the Claude system is in the in the Gemini system, right? Who knows what's gonna happen there? So I think
Yeah.
that's a good point you raised because how do these companies deal with that, right? Because you're creating this thing that's supposed to be like, fully right, do your thing, do everything for me. Everything I do is not within a single ecosystem. So, like for example, Apple, which I think is keep an eye on Apple because I feel Apple's been pretty quiet, right? They just put Apple Intelligence in place with OpenAI.
Hmm.
But when you think about Apple and the way they do things, everything they do is in an ecosystem. So think about the Apple, what I call the Apple bubble, right? You buy the watch, you get the iPad, you get the Mac, you get you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like everything is Apple, and they make it very
Ecosystem.
hard. It's very hard to leave, right? Because everything is in sync, right? Like I get rid of my watch, I get rid of the I go from a Mac to a Windows. It's hard to like now interact with the rest of the devices,
Yeah.
right? And I think OpenAI is coming out with a device at some point too,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I think we might see more of that. We might see, and I think OpenAI is trying to do that, where they're trying to bring everything within the OpenAI ecosystem. So devices, the platforms, right, the browsers, right. We see the browser war happen recently, but everybody's realizing that we really can't have our systems talking to each other because these things are going to be so smart that they'll figure out ways to like do things that Google and Anthropic don't want them to be doing. So maybe internally, these companies are already putting their own guardrails in place to say,
Right.
"Hey, don't talk to Gemini. Don't you know what I'm saying? Don't share this information." So we might see a move, in my opinion, a move more to like, how do we keep Jacques and Bevon in our like Claude bubble, so to speak? You know?
So you think it's going to be more like closed source versus like open source like ecosystem?
Yeah, because I think that's why OpenAI jumped on OpenClaw, right? 'Cause it's like, hey, why this guy goes out there and he wanted to keep his stuff 100% open source, right? He was
Yeah.
like, it should be, but they're looking to monetize as much as they can, and I think
Sure.
we've seen their budget explode, right? Like this place they're building now in Texas, right? This massive facility, they had to like double the budget. It's slowed drastically because there's like all this infrastructure thing happening.
Yeah.
So they need to like find ways to make more money faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll see less of an interaction between the platforms, like talking to each other.
Yeah.
But for me, I'll give you an example. I think with Grant Logic, I'm using Perplexity, I'm using Claude, I'm using OpenAI, ChatGPT, right? I'm using the thing that works best for the thing I'm trying to do, right? And I think we see this every day. Like there's things that we do in Claude that are great, but it might be like Gemini's version that wouldn't be as great. Images, right? Images, for example, right? There's things that you do, creating videos, and when Sora 2 came out, like boom, that thing was like crazy, going crazy, right? But I think everybody's watching everybody else to see what they're doing and how they can jump on that and do it better,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like everybody's like cheating off each other's paper.
but it's good for us, man. Like
Sure. Like, hey, I don't care at all. Like, these models are going to keep getting better and way more cheaper. So it's just going to be, way more freely for us to use, and then just play around with these different tools. So it's like a
Yeah,
win-win for us,
yeah,
especially with us, just using these different APIs and different models. It's like, why wouldn't we want to see competition? Like, I don't want to see just OpenAI or ChatGPT just winning everything. Like, no, I want to see some competition. Like, I want to see y'all to knuckle it out, and then we decide as the users on which model that we want to use.
yeah. And I think one thing we've been seeing too in our work is like the more we use these platforms, the more that draws these companies to us,
For sure.
right? So we've been, for example, Lovable, using that for more than a year now. Um, I'm like in the top 1%. You know, now Lovable has a badge for LinkedIn, right? So now you could actually recruiters on LinkedIn can see like your level, like how good you are in Lovable. The highest is like the diamond level, right? So I saw the badge thing come out like 2 weeks ago. I was like, let me
Yeah.
see what this is about, and it tells you your usage, right? So I was like a diamond user, and so I connected that to LinkedIn right away. Guess what happened? People started like reaching out to me about vibe coding stuff, about Lovable, because recruiters are using that now in their search process. Who
Exactly.
right? You're looking for an employee who can add value on day one vibe coding stuff. What do you know about Lovable? Oh, by the way, there's a badge that tells you skill level for Lovable. And we'll start seeing that with Claude and ChatGPT. So that's why we keep telling people just use this stuff. Just experiment, just use it because
Please.
now it's a skill that employers are looking for. Like legit, like looking for a skill.
Yeah.
Can you vibe code? Can you solve this problem at my company? Vibe coding something. Because
And,
you and I do that all day long, you know?
yeah, exactly. And then, like, by us being in these rooms, we know that it's a big like dilemma right now. So the businesses and companies, they are looking for these college students to have some type of like AI literacy. But as you and I know, a lot of youth are, I want to say, are more ethical. So like when they think of AI, they say, no, I don't want to use AI. Like AI is taking up the water, it's taking up the energy. So it's like if you are a student and you're not getting like AI literate, it's like these bigger companies in a sense are not even looking for you because they are only looking to hire students who are AI literate. So it's like my question for you is, do you think it's going to be a, because right now we know that a lot of companies are looking for AI fluent and AI literate students and people, right? But do you think it's going to be a big group of companies who take that opposite approach? Like they want people who are not actively like AI literate, or they people who are against AI. Do you think companies will be looking to hire them, like if they are ethical, or what I'm saying?
No, definitely. I think it's either IBM or some company just like double down on the number of entry level roles they're gonna apply. They're gonna fill, taking the opposite route of like most companies, which is like AI is replacing entry level roles.
Yeah.
Hard to find an internship if you don't have an AI skill. So I think to answer your question, I think there will be some. Somebody's always gonna like take that route. It's like, hey, we're totally anti AI. We're like human focused, which is fine. I think that there's gonna be a balance. And I think I saw somebody, a professor said there's going to be an increase in like humanities degrees, like people who are going after that type of stuff. Because yes, and you talk about this a lot, where we got no problem with Netflix, but we got a problem, right? I was telling, I was telling somebody, do you? It's like, how long you been using Netflix? It's for years now. Like, do you understand like what's on the back end side? Like, there's data centers, there's like power, there's water, like. You know what I'm saying? Like you never dug into that stuff. I mean, it's bad all around, but I'm just saying,
Bro, like even with us, like we on TikTok live right now. That's
right?
a data center. I be telling people like you be on your social, you be doom strolling all day, right?
Yeah.
How you think cool's that? Or the like, come on.
So yeah, I mean, I think, but I just feel like the way the world is, like business is moving, and the way companies are looking at this stuff, like you have to have those skills, man. You gotta at least be able to have a conversation about what these
Mhm.
platforms are, and you have to be able to like. I say this all the time. AI is a show me technology. Don't tell me you know about it. Show me what you could do. Where's your online portfolio? Where's your GitHub repository? Where's your like now Lovable is like contemplating, or somebody's pitching to Lovable to build a marketplace, right? So like you and I build all these things in Lovable and for clients and stuff like that. Like we could put it in a marketplace where people could then hire us to build stuff for them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like an Apple store for
Yeah.
Lovable, right? So you could make your stuff public and also get business. So almost replacing Upwork, right? Like almost like
Yeah.
replacing five, like all that stuff, right? There's literally these Lovable and these platforms that say, you know what, we could find ways to help our customers also make money while using our platform. So as a student, as a high school kid, as a college kid, anybody, man, looking for a job or like thinking about work or career or college, you gotta like start playing around with these tools and have that on your resume, but also be able to show people what you've been doing as well too. You know, it can be simple as like a website or a little chat app or bot or whatever, but you gotta be able to like have a conversation about this stuff. You know.
Exactly. Just be able be able to at least automate some of the repetitive tasks that you do every day. Um, Even like you said, it could just be something simple. It could be just something simple as a blog creation or just giving you a daily summary of every email that you missed, or
Yeah.
even a summary of the Slack channel messages that you missed. Just things like that that'll help your life be way, way easier. And then like, cause you and I, we like one of our philosophies is just AI money careers, especially when we are just geared towards like talking to the youth and just helping them just learn more about this technology, help them onboard this, these skills. But I feel like that, not but I feel like that the best way or the best approach to help people not only learn AI but learn how they can start making money with AI is by first just identifying a problem that they see within their day to day.
Mhm.
And so as a marketer, I'm gonna use me as an example. So if I know that every day that I have a problem with going to go do research and creating a blog post based on trending news in the AI space, I'm pretty sure that it's a million other marketers who are having the same exact problem.
Yep.
So with AI, what you can do is you can vibe code a workflow, or you can vibe code some type of like website that helps you solve that problem that you are experiencing. So now
Mhm.
every day you just have to click this button and the AI, it analyzes, like what's going on within your niche, and then it gives you a well put together blog post.
Yeah.
You can just like that might be like simple to you, but you know that every other marketer is having this same exact problem. So now you can monetize this automation or this workflow and sell it to other marketers because you know that it's already going to help them, solve a problem from day one. So like I
Yeah.
tell people, don't even think about like I need to build the next chat GPT. No, like look in your vertical and see
Mhm.
how you could help that from day one or solve different problems from day one.
And the beauty about AI, you can show people the ROI in real time. So you can show them how much money they're saving, how much hours they're saving. I'm doing this in Grand Logic now. Like in real time, users have a dashboard to show them how much hours we're saving them and the dollar amount attached to that.
Mm,
Right. So they're literally seeing the value of the platform in real time. And they get if they win a grant or they skip a grant, the platform's paid for itself.
yeah.
10 times over. Right. So now like there's no doubt in your mind like this is adding value. Right. So I think with AI, like you were saying, like find a problem, and I built this out of frustration. I literally same thing you were saying, like I'm like, where is the tool that is doing these things that I needed to do? And in the past, right, I would have to go find a development team, pay them like $10,000, $15,000. It would take like 6 months,
Hmm.
testing, blah blah blah, maybe a year before we publish anything, right? Man, this thing was up and running in like 2 days, and people were paying for it in 10 days. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's funny you mentioned that because I just got off a call today, and I was talking about the junior AI consulting thing that we're doing it with small businesses and young people, and this guy was describing this problem that his small business owners have, which is, and he again, he's not super AI fluent and all that, but he was describing this problem where they have these small business owners who are going after federal contracts, right? So federal contracts, they're going after them. Most of them don't have a website, or if they have one, it's not optimized, right? So they have like a training they're doing or a module or something to look at the federal contract opportunity and then teach the business owners what their website should look like to appeal to that, or to match or align with.
Got you.
I'm listening to him just speak, right? And in my brain is all like AI. Like this is not a hard problem to solve, man. Like we could build, you know, hundreds of websites in a day if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and I said it back to him. I said, you just described a problem you're trying to solve, and it's taking you weeks because they're working with these cohorts over time. I'm like, so I asked him, who's building a website right now? There's like nobody, because I said, well, I said that's not a hard problem to solve, man. You have the requirements from the federal government, you have the contract they're going after, and this person doesn't have a website. You're just gonna use AI to build one to that specification, literally exactly to the T,
To the T.
right? Like with AI. So he's asking me, well, how would they do it? I said that's the problem right there. The problem with all these no code things and all, most people still don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
Right? So you and I could listen to that guy say it back to us what the problem they're facing, and immediately we could go to Lovable, we could go to Cursor, Claude, whatever, and create something that works. You know what I'm saying? So, but most people still need to learn the tools. They can't write a prompt. They still can't even speak like verbally to communicate the right way, because as powerful as this thing is, man, this AI stuff is, the humans still need to get out of it what we need to get out of it, right? And the average person on the street, especially business owners, we talked about this last week, implementation, right? Education, implementation, like they're so lost, man. Like, and they don't have the time. And again, that's why you and I kind of love what's happening right now, because they're looking for experts. They're looking for people who can, like, yes, educate them, but then take it and implement it for them, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Just being able to, like you said, like identify a problem that somebody is experiencing, and then like a light bulb in our head goes off. Like we can use AI to just vibe code that. Like it's not even a real problem for real, because
I was just saying, I was like, I haven't heard a problem that we can't solve. There's nothing. Like, it's like, what can you imagine we could create?
yeah,
There's nothing.
I think that the only problems now is trying to create solutions for problems that don't exist.
Right.
Like that's the only problem right now. Like you just like, man, like let me just vibe code this, and you don't even got no need for it. You just want to do it. That's the only.
Yeah, you know, I go down these like vibe coding like rabbit holes where it's expect hours and hours, just like, because ideas are just so easy to materialize now.
Yeah.
Like literally, like what if we did this? Like, okay, let's go see what this looks like. Like, boom, done. You know, they're like, it's so simple as that, right? And I think day-to-day problems, like I saw your app around the cars being towed in Chicago.
Exactly.
I mean, we've all had that problem. Like now there's like a boom, a solution. Like, where's my car? You know?
Like and things like that just takes like a minute or 2 minutes to create. Especially like, cause like I'm glad you brought that up. So I think that people should like research like the data portal within their specific state and cities. So we live in Chicago, and Chicago has a Chicago open data portal which allows you to get API access to things that the city is the data that they're collecting. So they collect every day how many cars get towed and where they get towed at, or if a car got relocated, where at. Even small things like if somebody had just called in a bike lane that's been
Blocked
like
or
covered
something.
up. Yeah, exactly. That's getting covered up by cars. Like just anything like that, where you could literally just use that open API, which is like a doorway to get that information to your website. And now you have a user interface that's friendly and aesthetically pleasing. And now you getting that information from the city directly into your site. It's like a win-win situation. Like,
API is a goal, man. I think there's a federal website called grants.gov, right? That's a federal website for grants. It's a pain to navigate. Like it's a government website. Like what do you expect?
yeah,
So, but they have a free API. So what did I do? I connected Grant Logic to the API, and I pull in only grant opportunities that align with your profile on the platform. You're only seeing the things, but now it's being done automatically, right?
real time, legit, verified.
As soon as a grant comes out, boom, it shows up in your inbox. You don't have to go to that website anymore, right? And that's an open API, a free API with the federal government. And guess what? Every state has a version of that. Illinois has one.
Mhm.
So if I onboard a user in California, guess what? When they create their profile and they log in, boom, California's version of that shows up plus the federal level. So again, these things are out there, and that's the same thing like you. I'm always thinking API. Like, how can I plug into massive um, uh, groups of data,
Yeah.
the databases of just raw data? Because now, what do we have? We have AI to help us massage that data, visualize it. You know what I'm saying? Like in very amazing ways, in app formats, like you did. You know what I'm saying? Because now, that's the beauty of like AI. Is like there's no amount of data that it can't really go through and extract from it what you need to extract, and then show it back to your users, your customers. Because the data is out there, man. Like,
It is.
that's the goal, you know.
Data is definitely king for sure, for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I think there's so much opportunity that people are just still scratching the surface, man. Very few people are like going super deep into not just the AI, but what the things that it can do as well, you know.
Yeah, because like on a day-to-day basis, I might just be strolling on social media, and then so somebody might have, and I see this a lot. Like somebody might do hair, might be a hairdresser, right? They might have like 100,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok, and they getting a lot of traction. So a lot of comments, likes, and all that. But I go on I go to the link in their bio, and I never see no website, or it might be like a stand store, or it might be like a link tree, but it's never like linked to their own personal websites. So for the youth and people who are just trying to get into the AI realm, that's a big opportunity right there. Just identifying content creators who already have traction and just reaching out to them like, hey, I see that you dropped a video on YouTube last week, but you didn't cut that YouTube video up into shorts or into clips where you can put it on TikTok and stuff. Now you are offering your service like, hey, every time you drop a video, I could upload it on TikTok and Instagram, and I can cut that into clips or shorts, and I can also create your website. But now it's like you are offering value, and of course, who wouldn't want to do that? Especially because we know that content and just getting yourself out there is key. Like
Yeah.
the more time they see your face, the more they get familiar with you, and they just want to hear what you have to say.
And with the website part of it, right? You got 100,000 people following you on Instagram, and I see the same thing. A lot of entrepreneurs, they think that Instagram is their store.
No,
No, man, like that's your marketing tool.
imagine
Right.
when your Instagram get banned.
Right, exactly.
Remember my TikTok got banned?
Right. So have a website where you could sell your product as well. You know what I'm saying? You'll get business and traction on Instagram. That's great. That's marketing. But sales, man, you got to think in sales and think about I could sell my product all over the world now, 24/7. Right? And we didn't even talk about the new Pomeli situation with the that is wild, man. Like take a picture of a product and have like state of the art, high visibility, high quality product graphics
Yeah.
that you could just drop onto your website, onto your Instagram, like beautiful. Like when you sent that to me, I was like, wait a minute, what? I had to go check it out right away, man. I'm like, these are all things that a lot of people who are selling physical products, they're spending a lot of money on that, right? To get photographers to come in, to then hire a designer, and then and they don't have a website, it's only on Instagram.
No,
Like man, you could do all that in one place now.
literally just from your phone.
Yeah.
Like you said, from Pomeli. And that kind of got me thinking just with about Google and Gemini within this whole like AI sphere. I feel like that Google Gemini has like the best creative Gen AI tools. From Notebook LM, of course, to VO3, to even Lyria. You know, they just dropped the little AI music generator app. Like they have every tool that you need, but I feel like that everything is like scattered around. They don't have everything in like one central location. If they had it like that, or they had like if they use all of the tools that they have to create like a super AI agent that can do everything. If you just type into it and say, hey, I want you to create a Notebook LM podcast on this and yada yada yada. If they had like a super agent,
it'll be over. It'll be over. And I think when I think about Google Labs, it literally is like departments. Like they have departments that's coming up with stuff all day long. But to your point, and back to earlier what we were saying, like they are probably most well positioned to create that ecosystem, like that bubble, that AI. Like, hey, come into this Gemini ecosystem. Everything you want to do is in here. Everything you want to do, from marketing to like education stuff to image, like you name it, research, everything is contained here because, yes, to your point, Google Labs is doing it all right now at a very high quality.
Doing
But
everything.
everything is so disjointed. So I would hope that they're moving more to a direction of, let's just bring it all into one place. So Jacques West come in here and he's like, this is what I'm doing. And it's kind of like, boom, the agent just does everything for you,
Yeah.
like you're seeing without some of these other folks, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Something sort of like a Manus or a Gen Spark approach.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's they're yeah. As you talk about it, they are probably best positioned to do that. I think, you know.
Yeah, yeah, because they have literally every tool that you can ask for, like for real, for real. Like they have literally everything. It's just a matter of, do I want to go into do I want to go into another browser or another extension
Right.
to reach this, or do I want to just go directly through ChatGPT to just go to the images or to
Yeah.
another AI model? It's just like for convenience in a sense.
No, I saw that they started doing some integration where Notebook LM now is like connected to Gemini.
Gemini, yep.
Yes, you can import, you can bring that in and blah blah blah. So I'm hoping again that they start doing that, because we go to Pomeli, for example, you create something amazing, you should be able to do something with that from right there.
Yeah,
Right? Like have a nice report, generate an infographic, boom, plug it in there, create the content, the copy for your post, like, you know what I'm saying, post it directly. Like you should be able to just do everything in one place. Because we do this now. We go to all these different platforms because we know this one does this thing better than this one. But that's why I keep saying, in my head, they're all gonna move towards that kind of like, this is where we want to keep you, because it's all about attention, man. You're in marketing. It's literally all about our attention, right? How do we keep them keep their attention, help them create things, and never have them leave as well too? Because with ads coming and all that stuff, it's all attention based,
yeah, yeah. Speaking about ads, which is why ChatGPT just announced their ads. They said we need some more money. We need we need more capital.
They need to fund those data centers, man, and
Yeah,
data centers are going into space soon too. You know what I'm saying? So your next assignment must be in space, man.
for sure, man. Hey, for sure. Might be up there with some aliens or something.
Exactly. I'm telling you, like, we joking around, man, but data centers are going. People, I don't know, people been, but data centers are going to space.
Nah, for sure, for sure. Like it's like we laughing, but it's not funny though because it's going to space.
Yeah, Microsoft, they're all like setting aside budget, like setting aside money for this stuff, right?
Hmm.
And I think they all kind of like pulled back a little bit, because thinking about OpenClaw, for example, that can run locally, right? The really, to bring the cost down to zero, you have to like think about, what's the data center solution? Like, how do you run things locally? How do you, what I'm saying, like reduce the spend on credits and all that kind of stuff, and energy. So I think that's probably why a lot of them are pausing on like some of these massive data center builds, because they're seeing things like OpenClaw come out. They're seeing things like Claude code, like stuff can run locally and all that kind of stuff. Because then that really reduces the spend on that side.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be interesting, because Nvidia and all these guys, right? They're making like a killing because of data centers, and because of like people have to spend a lot of money on compute and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. And just thinking about like space or spatial data centers. I remember how SpaceX just acquired XAI like a few weeks ago, and they were saying that they are going to be one of the first participants to start building that data center in space. And I feel like that they are like positioned well, given the fact that they do have SpaceX on their side. They are already doing launches to the moon and everything. So it's like they probably already are in a process of, if not already building data centers, or are close to
Yeah.
starting that day one with building data centers up there in space.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Elon already has those things built, man. They just get it to get it to space right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's super aggressive on that stuff. But I think that's happening sooner than we think. Way sooner. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because these guys have been pouring billions and billions into this, not because it's fun, because they can see the return. on this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. I think the people who are paying attention, I think most people aren't really fully understanding what's happening. But when we work with a lot of young people and we keep preaching this to them all day long, is like pay attention to what's happening. Like get
Please
this,
do.
please, because get the skills that employers are going to be looking for, and there's some jobs that don't exist yet.
Yeah.
That you just got to position yourself with the right foundation, which is and today is really just be able to have a conversation, right, in an interview, because even the folks at the companies, they know how fast it's changing.
Yeah.
They know they can't keep up. Bloomberg just released their AI platform this week, literally yesterday, I believe. So now you could yeah, AI is built into the Bloomberg terminal now,
It's funny.
right?
We was talking to um our guy from Bloomberg this summer when we had went there. I remember
Yeah.
I asked them like, do they think that Bloomberg will ever be in alliance with like ChatGPT or like a Google Gemini? And one of the guys was saying like he don't think so, only because Bloomberg still has its own user base and they still want to monetize off of just just keeping their user base within their ecosystem. So even Bloomberg within this fight now too.
No, they have to be, because guess what? You and I could vibe code a Bloomberg alternative, right? If we wanted to.
We can. We
I'm
can.
telling you, right?
We can.
Bloomberg's advantage is the data, right? And then the data sources that they have, like Newswise and all newsrooms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
People on the ground, right, feeding the system. But they came out with this thing, man. It's called let me send it to you here. It's called Bloomberg. What's it called? Axe. Yeah, Axe. AI for finance, built on Bloomberg. It's called like Axe. ASKB. So literally agentic AI, like built for Bloomberg terminal. Telling you, like people. So but again, they had to fall in line because, bro, like for the last how many months, I think somebody was running like 4 different models, portfolio, like tracking, right, the markets, and I think Claude's been outperforming them.
Mm-hmm.
They've all outperformed the S&P, right? Constructed portfolios and would like literally give it like $1,000 to invest, and they've all outperformed the S&P, but Claude has outperformed everybody else, right? You and I could start a hedge fund today. We could start an investment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing preventing us from doing that. Like, we get the licenses and we do that. Boom, we could compete with the best out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And make it affordable.
Yeah. How you right? And then just put like we love APIs. We can pull in so many different data APIs and news segments. That way, our AI agents are just taking the not only are they taking the technical, but they're taking the fundamental analysis and into theory as well. It's like a win-win situation.
The next time we go live, you know what we should do? We should vibe code like a trading platform.
For sure. Yeah, let me write that down.
You know, we'll vibe code like a trading platform where people could go on and with like fake money create, right. This is done everywhere else, but we can vibe code a way, show them like, listen, if you want to learn financial literacy, the basics of investing, because we have the curriculum side, that's easy to create, but then we could walk people through like how we would vibe code a platform to pull in like market data that's free from like Yahoo Finance and Nasdaq. Like they all have like free feeds that is slightly delayed, but it's still real market data. You know what I'm saying? So we could find all the APIs that we could connect to. We could pick one to start, but create a very user friendly, entry level. You don't know anything about investing, right? But we're going to show you how we're going to create a platform to teach you the basics, and then have you like practice and get real market data, create a construct a portfolio,
Yeah.
have it tracked against the S&P, have it tracked against like BlackRock or like big firms, right? To see how you can compete with against them. But again, that's something that's very doable now versus like 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anything, and that's a great idea. I was writing that down. So we definitely gonna vibe code that next time we hop on live. But, like that goes to show you that like anything that you want to learn in today's age, you can learn it. Like you can literally learn it. It's no type of thing that's holding you back. There's no excuses nowadays. There's no excuses.
And we could even put like a live agent on there, where live chat bot on there, where if you need help, ask this guy,
Yeah.
right? If you need help and that person, that agent or that chatbot could be like a 25-year experienced Wall Street investment banker or
Hmm.
trader. You know what I'm saying? Like this,
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
like there's no limit, man. Like the cost of knowledge. Somebody said this recently. I saw a video. He was talking about college. The cost of knowledge is $0. The cost of knowledge is $0. Is it?
Hmm.
He was saying this more like he thinks that college, as we know it today, higher education, within 5 years is going to drastically decline in enrollment because people don't want college debt anymore, right? It's hard to get rid of, and right, careers are moving in a different direction. With AI, you can become an entrepreneur making money today, right now,
Yeah.
within minutes, right? But the cost of knowledge is zero. So there's some careers you have to go to school for or whatever,
Doctors, lawyers, things like that. You know.
but still, right? There's information out there that they're not gonna be a lawyer per se, but it can guide you in the right direction. But there's a lot of things that I teach myself now, and you probably do the same thing. That I use AI to teach myself a lot of things
Yeah.
that I had no knowledge about before. 2 minutes before I
Yeah.
started.
Even
So
about AI, like with us working in AI, like both of us, like what we not technical at all. So I don't be knowing sometimes a lot of the jargon that they are saying. So I'm quick to go, hey, chat, what does this
what is
mean?
it?
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like I woo. That way I'm learning as I'm going. We don't
yeah.
learn, we don't know everything, and that's the
But
beauty of it though. It's like you can learn something new every day.
right, but just think about what you just said, right? I do the same thing. I come across things I don't know, and I immediately go to AI. That's a problem that a lot of people have. Like we're thinking about this, right? A lot of people read things that they don't understand, especially kids, right? And they're learning to read and they're getting better. They'll ask, my kids ask me, what does this mean? But think about, you can build something that like floats on your browser, or it's like an add-in that you like, instead of having to go search for what this means, now you just click on this thing, identify, oh, what does this mean?
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like the browsers have it right now. Like Gemini has it. Perplexity's browser.
Hmm.
The AI is built into it, right? That's what they were doing. Like, and I use Gemini's agent all the time on Chrome. If I come across something like, what does this mean exactly? And boom. But there's just an example of that's a real live problem that people have every day. That you can just vibe code something to solve that problem for you. But guess what? A lot of people, millions of people might have the same problem as well. You know what I'm saying?
And boom, now you're making money just off something that you vibe coded in like 5, 10 minutes.
That's it, man. So I think, yeah, we should definitely vibe code this kind of like investing
For
platform
sure.
next week. Um, we can even say, hey, make it Bloomberg like ish kind of way. So you have like real time, data news. We could plug news into like any kind of free API news service as
Hmm.
well too. I mean, for anybody who's on here right now, these are all like ideas that, so like we're just randomly coming up with, but very doable. And people guarantee people will have interest in it,
I
because
promise you.
you and I could vibe code this and then boom, sell it to school districts, sell it to like parents, sell it to like workforce development organizations. Hey,
Yeah.
people want to learn how to invest. Boom, here's a platform. Subscribe, practice, done.
Just that easy. Now you got some money coming in, and you only 15, 16 years old, and you're not even what I'm saying, you're not even thinking about college because you have a $100 million app that you just built from your
Yeah,
phone.
yeah, exactly. So I think the possibilities are like ridiculous, man. I just People are just we keep saying every week, like most people are just oblivious to what's happening and what's coming, because what's coming is gonna be like a shock to a lot of people, because I don't blame them in a lot of ways, because a lot of people just don't have the time. Like you and I are in this stuff all day long,
Yeah.
but we also are trying to not gatekeep the information. We're trying
Ah,
to get as much as we can, right? Like we're doing this lovable Stripe thing soon, this in a couple months, where we'll bring like 50 individuals who've never vibe coded before, don't know anything about lovable or tools like that, into a space and have them work on a real problem in their day to day. It could be business, workforce, teacher, parent, you name it. But they will leave that session way more informed and educated on AI
for sure.
than they were this couple hours before, right? And we're gonna keep doing that. We wanna do that all over the country, and it's all gonna be like community driven. Like we're gonna go into communities that are typically being left behind by this stuff, or people just not aware, and we'll like partner with Stripe and partner with like Lovable and other companies to say, you know what, this is like literally like what we call street level AI for communities. Like, and we're the subject matter experts. We know what we're doing. We got the trust of the community. We just need you brands to come along and help kind of like fund that, get behind that, spread the word. Because I'll tell you right now, man, in Chicago, I don't see anybody doing that. Like I don't see anybody like on that level, like really like in community, using big brands to drive the message home and like really educate people. I really don't see anybody else doing that.
Nah, me neither. Me neither. Especially like actually being inside the trenches where people who want to learn about the technology but they just don't have access to it. They're not going where we're going and educating our people. Like they not like and which is why this is probably like a month or so ago when I created that LinkedIn post. I'm like, man, I'm tired of going to AI workshops that just recycle the same information.
Over and
They're
over.
not talking about vibe coding. If you are hosting an AI workshop, I mean, I guess because like, as some people who don't know what AI is, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I feel like that you could even in an AI 101 session, you can still bring up vibe coding. Like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can still bring it you can still bring it in because I feel like that a lot of people get confused with, okay, let me create an AI solution for this, or let me like I need to learn the new AI model. But it's like, no, if you're
No,
talking about vibe coding, they're gonna vibe code something that they can use from
right
day
now.
one. Like
Yeah.
exactly like right now. So it's
Yeah.
like
I, I go to the same sessions. I'm like, what am I leaving here with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're teaching us how to write a prompt. That's great. But they always ask people in the audience, like, tell us just a problem that you have. But yeah, you should be able to leave with a solution. Like, you
yeah.
should be able to leave with enough knowledge to create your own solution,
Yep.
right? So I think they're so surface level, man. And I also look at, like who's putting the event on or who's running the workshop.
Yeah.
And I sit down, I listen, and I observe, and I'm like, man, like there's like 2 million other things they could have talked about here to really give people like value. Because when you and I do something, we always demonstrate. We're always demonstrating. We're always like giving people real things to leave with. It's not like just an email or just a thank you. It's like literally go to this platform. This is how you do it. This is what you can leave with. This is how you kind of go teach other people that. Like we always are like giving people like real practical solutions on how to solve problems, not just like surface level kind of thing. And even if they're struggling with writing a prompt, like we vibe code stuff to teach them how to get better at writing prompt. Like
Yeah.
like we know that's the core fundamental problem is most people can't write a good prompt. They can't communicate with it. But I vibe coded the prompt gym, as I call it. Get your reps in, like literally go in there. It'll show you what good looks like, structured, like repeat, repeat, repeat until you get better. And
Mm-hmm.
boom, right? So we are really like empowering people with tools and skills. We're moving more towards a skills-based economy where people will be like, okay, you went to college? No, you didn't. Okay, what can you do right now to add value
Yeah.
to my company on day one? These are the 10 issues that I have right now. Repeatable tasks, chronic issues, blah blah blah. I'm spending all this money on people, blah blah. Like just try to solve this. What ideas can you come up with to help me solve that problem? Because I could tell you, I talk to CEOs and leaders of companies all the time. They are so far behind. Like they're typically older as well too. So they have to be very open minded, but then empower and bring on the right teams to like lead the innovation
Yeah.
or like kind of like how do you use AI? Because most of them are very like stubborn on like how they do things. But man, those are the companies gonna get left in the dust, man.
For
Like
sure.
guaranteed.
And it's funny that you said that because it's kind of a point that I wanted to talk about earlier. So I'm glad you talked about it. But like in regards to like the older like CEOs and executives and even teachers,
Yeah,
they are not on the same level in terms of like just being AI literate as these like young folks are. They are
yeah,
way more smarter or just have way more knowledge on how to actually use AI or how to use TikTok. Like you said, like in today's age, for the kids, they are digitally native. So like learning these technologies is not gonna be hard at all. Like it's just a simple. All right, let me go on ChatGPT for for like this week, and let me just like figure out what it can do. Or let me go on TikTok to see. what other creators are showing workflows on how I can use ChatGPT. Like
Yeah.
that's easy for them. But like you always say, like the soft skills and the things that make us human are going to be the things that
Hmm.
it's going to help them in the long term.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
being able to have a conversation, being able to be empathetic, just being able to just be here, be present. I feel like that's kind of like the pros and cons like for being digitally native is like you could be awkward when you are in person. You don't know how to actually
For
talk
sure.
to people.
Yeah, and I think too. So we teach young people how to start businesses using AI. That's great. That's the technology side. But then we also focus, you and I, a lot on the soft skills, on the business skills, the consulting skills, how to have a elevator pitch, and still have a resume, still be able to like pitch your business, right? Get on stage, public speaking, how to dress, like all that stuff matters
Yeah.
because you can start an amazing AI business today, but then you got to go pitch it to like investors, right? You got to walk into a room and convince a group of people who know nothing about your business. All they care about is making money, and you got to describe your business model, what's the problem you're solving, right? Why you're the right person to solve that problem, right? So to your point, yes, in the age of AI, human skills there'll be a premium on human skills. So you were talking earlier about companies who will go try to flip the model and say, okay, we're like totally against AI, and yeah, there'll people who will gravitate towards them because we'll have so many agents out there that you don't even know who you're talking to anymore online. You'll say like, "Is this a real?" I mean, you know that you got that voice, right? That telemarketer thing, right? The first time you showed that to me and you was giving me a demo, I'm like, am I talking to a real person? I can't tell, right? Is it who was the rap? Was it Soldier Boy that you posted something about
Soldier
him?
Boy, he had just did a collab with Bland AI.
You called it, right? Did you call the number?
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy, man. But kudos to him, right? Like, man, good move by him, man.
He's forward thinking.
Yeah.
That's something that I can always say about Soldier Boy. Like he's
He's always
always yes, he's always
he was like, let me jump on this, man, because
it
but
makes sense though.
because again, people you don't know who you're talking to, who's real, blah blah blah. But back to like starting a business, like there's still business skills that you need, right? So even though I built like a platform using AI and I got people paying for it right now, I'm still doing live demos, right? Like multiple demos a day, and people want to know who I am. Why am I the right person to be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Story, like, and until we have like 5+ hundred users a month on there, where we could just automate everything, I'll have to keep doing
For
demos, right?
sure.
I'll have to keep selling myself and selling them, which is fine. But AI is going to help me systematize the demo process really quickly,
Hmm.
especially with some of these agent stuff that's coming out now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm leaning into. Is like, how do I stop myself from being the bottleneck? Because I can't really open up the floodgates yet because I will be doing demos all day long. You know what I'm saying? I'm still like selectively choosing who gets in the
Right.
platform because I also want to provide a level of like customer service and feedback. But now with these agents, man, like
Man.
like it gets me to scaling faster.
For sure, for sure. In a minute, it's gonna be Hey Jen or Sora 2 doing your demo calls for you. In a minute.
Yeah, exactly. I'm already looking at stuff like that because I'm like, how can I get myself out of the way so I could focus on like storytelling, telling
Yeah.
like talking to investors, talking to like bigger partnerships. You know what I'm saying? Doing the human side of the business,
Hmm.
but having AI run like the technical side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that, like, and I've been seeing a lot of like think pieces about this, but it used to be that engineering was worth more than marketing. But now it's vice versa, meaning that like just because anybody has have access to engineering, meaning like you can vibe code any website, it's
Mhm.
like okay, cool. What's going to differentiate your website or your app from from somebody else? So marketing, like
Marketing.
even having like good taste. So like things like marketing, advertising, just having good taste, just having like a good eye for things is going to like help you level up. Like in the long run, for real, just being able to appeal to somebody funny side or to or appeal like serious, just having like that dynamic will definitely just help you just go further than your other competition. I really don't even think it's competition. It's always like I say, it's me versus me. Like,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you do things you do, and I do things that I do. Like you're not me, I'm not you. Like I'm in my
Yeah.
lane, you in your lane.
And I think too, the algorithms on social media will recognize who's authentic as well. You know what I'm saying? Because as good as AI is, it's not there yet to
Hmm.
be like authentic and be able to like do have human type emotions, so to speak, right? So some things do. I'm noticing this like in my feed, some things are outperforming because it's so original, right? So back to your point, like the human side of this and stuff like that, the algorithm is inundated with agents now
Yeah.
and just AI slop sometimes, right? And generic looking like flyers and posters and images and all AI generated. So now we have to prompt AI to say, make this image not as AI as possible. Like it's kind of counterintuitive to like what
Yeah.
I'm trying, but because everything else is looking like you could spot an image, right?
Yeah. It's
And
looking
tell
uniform.
right. So how do you like upload an image of myself now and say, hey, do not edit at all because I don't want to look AI,
I want to
right?
just be
It's like
me.
you
Me
just want to
taking a
be me.
selfie.
Exactly. So I think the algorithm is also having to adjust to now surface more authentic, original looking, like human looking, content.
Yeah.
So artists, for example, were very concerned about AI. Actually, folks who actually paint and do art,
Hmm.
but there's a premium on their work now because we could use AI to replicate the Mona Lisa or whatever, but people are like, well, that's not really worth anything. Now it's the premium on the human person
Yeah.
painting. So they're now kind of looking at, okay, well, we actually can actually benefit from this AI thing because everybody's doing AI art, right? But now we are like the differentiator here, I guess, the human in the loop.
Yeah. We can find our edge through there.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you said that because going back to when I just said I had when I made my LinkedIn post when I was talking about the AI workshops, I, t- I I had typed it like how I normally type. Like I type in all like lowercase. I type, like I just type regular. But
Yeah.
on LinkedIn usually or like on social media, I might just be a little bit more formal. But
Yeah.
when I had typed how I usually type to like my friends and things like that, it went viral on LinkedIn and on TikTok. So I was like, like that means I need to start like really just talking in just my regular voice in a sense. LOL or LMAO or please spell with PLZ instead of like spelled out regular, like full, just things like that where it's like I know AI didn't write that. I know he didn't. I know AI didn't write that.
Yeah, and again, the algorithm on LinkedIn, Instagram, they could tell they're looking for like, all right, this they could tell what's AI generated all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the things that come across human and from like a real person, right? Again, the same thing with pictures, and reels and all that kind of stuff. I could tell right away. I see the reaction on all these platforms because they're looking for more authentic kind of like content.
Hmm.
Um, if I write a newsletter on LinkedIn, same thing. Like they're looking for things that are going to surface even more to more eyeballs, and it's always these days. It's always like the more authentic kind of human stuff that they could tell is like non AI
Yeah.
generated. I think I use AI as an assistant. I use it to when I create I write stuff. I use to polish it up and all that kind of stuff too
Sure.
to do research, pack research in there. I use Perplexity a lot for research, so I'll always kind of fact check what I'm doing with Perplexity and then put some like legit data points in there. That always gets it ranked higher as well too. So I think to your point, the more the human side of us comes out using AI as an assistant to kind of leverage the marketing side and to amplify what we're doing. I think that's the kind of right balance there. I see is if you rely on it 100%, you just show up like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you gotta find
Yeah.
a balance, and the
Yeah.
balance I feel is using AI as a technology to help you amplify the human things you're doing.
Yeah, but you give it like the final touches.
Right? Exactly. Like this sounds like something Jacques would say.
Exactly. Or nah, like this not my speed. That this doesn't sound like me at all. But
Exactly.
it's a good blog post, but it doesn't just capture my brand voice.
Yeah, yeah. I think too. And that's something like you and I talked about, like with Grand Logic and other things. Everything I do, I'm always like on this like brand DNA thing. I'm like, this is my brand DNA. This is who I am. I don't want this to get lost in the sauce anywhere at all with AI. I'm not gonna rely on AI to 100% do this for me. It has to look at who I am, how I talk about things, how I move, my brand, what I dress like. Like everything I do is in my DNA, so to speak. And if you're gonna use AI, then compare it to that. Compare it
Exactly.
to everything Jacq Bots is doing in his world, and whatever the output or the content you create has to align with that, because that's what people know you for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you just show up online tomorrow as like all this different 100% AI driven content, nothing original from your voice, like all videos, like you just kind of fall into the category of everybody else, pretty much. You know?
Yeah. I even had to like even on my own like content creation journey. So at first I was just doing like this probably was like I want to say like 2.5, 3 months ago. At first I used to just do where like so like the journey of my content creation. At first I started off with me just doing like I'm recording, recording the phone and I'm talking and doing scripts mainly by myself. And then I transitioned that into just having an AI avatar that did my scripts for me. But then I noticed that the AI avatar generated videos, especially like on TikTok and YouTube, they, as you mentioned, they wasn't getting as pumped, like, it wasn't getting as pumped out as like my authentic, natural videos. So I was like, hmm. I know that for like the news things because this news happening every day or every few hours in AI. I'm like, I still want to create content on that where I'm showing up. So I'm like, how can I find a balance? So for news, okay, I can use my AI avatar. But like when I'm talking about like real, like when I'm talking about like marketing or I'm talking about just how we talking right now, I could just use like, like my face, or I could just do it myself. That way, it's like a balance between I still have speed because I can have my AI avatar just create a video if chat just dropped a new model. But if I still need to get like just more like personal and people want to see my face, I can still have that side of things as well. So having that balance where I'm using the AI to my advantage, but still also using my own brain and my own willpower too.
Yeah, but I think that for you to the stuff that we do with young people with community, because again, I you look at the big brands like OpenAI and all these guys, you know, and I think you and I talked about this a long time ago. Is they have a almost like a trust problem, right? Because most people
Yeah,
don't trust
yeah,
big tech at all, right? And
yeah.
AI has been moving so fast, man. Like so fast since the thing came out. It's so hard to keep up with it. And I think most people on the street, down street level, like feel like it's being forced on them. It's
Mm-hmm.
being forced on them, right? It's being forced on the community. It's being forced on schools. Like it's being forced on kids, right? It's dominating.
My job is getting taken.
Yeah, exactly. Like people feel like this is happening to them. And I think one thing that we do, we try to make them feel like that's not the case. You can actually have a voice and a say in how this thing works by using it to amplify what you're doing, make yourself, your business more efficient, solve problems, monetize it, make money. So not just the big boys are making money, you can
Wow.
make money too, right? So I think that's your brand too, right? Like you post a lot of stuff about what you do every day, the news and all that stuff, but you also have a community side to what you do, which is like, now we're building this. Yes, we gotta live and make money, of course, but we're building this to like empower communities. We're building this to like teach young people, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You can do this too, and we can show you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's
You can't be what you can't see. Ain't that what you say?
exactly every time, man. So I think it's showing business owners, showing our community that listen, yes, we are like in deep with this stuff every day. We're like obsessed with it, but we know everybody doesn't have the time to do that, and but you don't need to be like super technical. Like you don't have to be technical at all, right?
I don't know a lick of code. Like I can't tell you how to code a web page right now. I can't tell you.
Right.
But I know who can though. Cloud Code,
Exactly.
Lovable.
Exactly. I could build a hell of a website. You know what I'm saying? Like we could build an app and put it in the store today. You know what I'm saying? I make money. Like, we could do that right now.
Exactly.
So those barriers have been like broken down completely, right? Like we literally could do anything right now. Like there's nothing that I don't feel like I said. I don't feel like there's nothing that you and I can like sit down and somebody could provide us like an enterprise level type problem to solve. It's like, yeah, let's figure that out because
We just got to sit down and think and just think through it. That's it.
we have the best thinking partner ever, which is AI. Like it's in your phone, man. Like we could, you know what I'm saying? Like you have. That's why I keep saying like knowledge is going to zero. Like the price of knowledge is zero. We have access to like the best minds ever created, and the ones that the AI is moving in a space where it'll be smarter than the smartest person ever,
Yeah,
100 times smarter than us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So one of my last questions, because you just brought that up, with the cost of education or knowledge going to zero. So how do you think that this would shape college? So for me, I always say that, not gonna lie, I didn't learn anything. Like I was an international business and market or social media marketing double major. I didn't learn anything within my like when I was getting my degree that I use today, like in my marketing field. I learned everything as an intern. So while I was interning at Greenwood Project or at Investor or at the Street, I was able to get that real on a job experience as a marketer. Creating content. At school, I never created no blog posts. I never ran a Google Ads, but you would think that they would have me doing that if I'm a marketer, right?
Yeah.
And with the price going down to zero, I guess like I I feel like college is important for like the social aspect of things, and you getting up out of your comfort zone, you getting up out of your home city. I know for me, I had to move up out of Chicago just to experience something new. So I feel like that type of experience and just like location based is still needed. But my question for you is like, how do you think that will get shaped with the cost of college or knowledge pretty much going to zero? Do you think people still will yearn for like that social setting, or do you think college will get like smaller when it probably be like a high school setting or something? Like, I guess like how do
Yeah.
you think that?
I always go back to like, what's the purpose of college, right? It's really to prepare you for the workforce, right? So again, 10, 12 years ago when I started Greenwood, the whole reason was because, based off like getting more kids into finance and stuff. But when I looked at what college was doing, it wasn't doing this job, in my opinion, right?
No,
Everything you just described, right? Like, what am I learning here that's gonna get me, not just get me a job, but prepare me for the workforce? So I think yes, as humans, we want to socialize. We need human contact and all that stuff. So um, college kind of helps you do like adulting 101,
yeah,
almost like you gotta pay. You know what I mean? You gotta wake up on
yeah,
time. Your mom's not gonna wake you up. Nobody's gonna drive you anywhere. Like the adult part of it matters for sure. But I think the knowledge part, right? This was going back to what we were saying earlier. I'm talking to companies all day long, man. I know what they're looking for in interns. I know what they're looking for in recent college grads, people looking for jobs, mid career, whatever. Those skills are not being acquired today in college.
no,
Right. And those kids are in
no,
and kids who are in high school are not being properly informed on what college majors make sense, if college makes sense, what jobs are, you know what I'm saying? There's such a disconnect from school and work. And it was already huge already before AI. Now it's like massive because I'm in Queens, I'm in Brooklyn, in Chicago, I'm in high schools everywhere. I stand in front of classes of like 50 young people, and I go around the room like, tell me what careers and college majors you're curious about, or if you know where you want to be, then let me know. Jacques, I tell you, man, like without fail, 99% of the kids in that room, in any city I go to, in any school, tells me the same things. And then my next question is, everybody who answered, what is the impact AI is going to have on that thing, on that college major and that career that you're curious about, or you want to do? And again, this time, maybe 100% say they don't know. These are high school seniors I'm talking to. Like they're like already accepted. They're going to college,
yeah,
picked a major, but take a step back, right? I'm working with a lot of first generation college kids, right? So their parents don't know any better sometimes,
right,
right? They're in schools talking to a college counselor, right? A career counselor or whatever, who's outnumbered. Like that person is serving like hundreds of kids. And guess what? That person didn't come from corporate America. You see what I'm saying? So education as a not even college, but high school, early education, tools like Notebook LM will disrupt that stuff forever.
for sure.
You can now like, if you want to homeschool your kids, right? Like you have everything you need. You don't even need a teacher a tutor. You can homeschool your kids if you want to, with all the knowledge out there, right? And make it super fun engaging. They could create things. They could simulate jobs, right? The social aspect, like I said, still matters because you got to get them out meeting other kids and stuff. But when it comes like the cost of knowledge going to zero, to answer your question, man, I in a sense agree with this guy who I was talking about. Said like, listen, college is going to be disrupted forever because of AI, but because of student loan debt, right? Because of the jobs that are changing and going away. Because parents ask me all the time, hey man, should my kid even do a computer science major anymore? Does that even matter? You know what I'm saying? So then I have to explain vibe coding, I have to explain no code platforms. But then I have to tell them like, listen, they'll if you start a business, like I'm experiencing now, if you want to scale at a massive scale, at some point you need like a chief technical officer.
For sure. Yeah. For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Like, you have to move off of like lovable cloud onto like AWS. So like you got like massive infrastructure changes,
Yeah.
right? But that's down the road. You can still have thousands of users on lovable and be okay.
Mhm.
But does it my advice to that kid would be like learn AI, get AI fluent, look at the roles that are in demand at companies when it comes to AI, learn how to vibe code, like just experiment, put it on your resume, participate in boot camps, like immerse yourself in like all things AI. Mark Cuban talks about this all the time. Like that's his advice for kids who are in college today. It's like immerse yourself in everything AI, and then look at the biggest need right now for like small business owners that we keep talking about, which is implementation. Right? Who's gonna do that work for small business owners? And that could be a career, that could be a entrepreneurship thing, right? That could be your own business that you start. So long way to say that college, as we know it today, is gonna be they're already feeling the hurt already, man. I'm hearing from colleges and people that work at colleges,
Yeah,
like
like you and
yeah,
I talk to high schools and colleges, and like don't nobody have like a set plan in motion. Like colleges don't have no type of curriculum in terms of just AI implementation or AI education. They
yeah,
are behind, and high school is behind as well. Everybody is behind, and it's falling back on the children because it's like they are not getting prepared for
yeah,
tomorrow, which is crazy, which is why it's important for you and I to just keep doing what we're doing. And while you was talking, I was like, we probably can like low key vibe code something where it's like it because we already sit between like high schools and students. I mean, in colleges as well as between students and like businesses. So imagine if we built like an AI career coach that was tailored towards high school career counselors that helped them be able to just help provide more like accurate information to students as well as help them prepare for tomorrow. With allowing them to talk or to ask things about how AI will impact their business or about their career. Just things like that.
yeah. I think for career counselors, so I think last year or the year before, I created like career pathway visualizer thing, and I showed it to some career counselors. I said, "Hey, I know you're outworked. I know you're outnumbered by kids, and you probably aren't connected as you should be to corporate America. So how can you really advise these kids? What if there was a tool that you can literally they don't even need to come to your office anymore? Like it could be an app, and they can literally explore any career, and it's also that those careers are also telling them how AI is impacting it. It's showing them starting salaries. It's showing them certifications. In some cases, it might tell them you don't need a college degree for this,
Yeah, might
and
do.
it could show them employers, right? What employers are doing. So your point, yes. So we need tools like that, right? We could like literally you and I could go to high school and college career counselors and say, hey, here's a tool to literally replicate yourself. And by the way, now we're bringing the career counselor office to students. They don't
Mm.
have to go to you anymore. Like in the palm of their hands, like, I need an internship. I'm considering this major. I want to switch from this major, blah, blah, blah. Which companies are hiring for this? Like AI does all that, right? I built this like 2.5 years ago. Imagine what it could be today.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Let me look it up. I promise you, while you were just talking, I just did this story on UIC, the one in Chicago. They
Yeah.
had just created. I'm just thinking about it. They created like this career focused like AI counselor a few months ago, and it was
Yeah.
tailored towards like first generation students. And they were saying that you and I noticed, even me, because I was a first generation student. Like sometimes are not on game with everything that you need to know going into college. So you might not know that you need to go meet with your advisor to just
Right.
get more information on the class that you're taking next year, or you might not know that it's an opportunity to study abroad. Like you don't know these things if you haven't been in this position or people haven't told you. So they had created this AI career coach, and they gave it to first gen students, and they said like that it was either like it was like the participation and like extracurricular activities that the
Yeah.
first gen students were involved in. Now it went up because they were actually getting like more insight and more game on what it is that they could do, rather than them just like second guessing or going to a career counselor that didn't really even know them.
I think I met those guys. I was at the poll. The poll had like it was like a competition with different campuses in Chicago.
Yeah.
I met those guys.
Ooh.
They were showing me a demo, and they had some early traction as well too. So I was like, all right, this is impressive, man. So I think to the point with AI, man, like because again, a lot of students may not be playing around with it every day, but you can build things and put it on their phone, right? That will alert them, like, okay, you're a rising sophomore. You should be exploring XYZ internships because you're this major, right? Oh, by the way, this news just broke. You're like like a whatever major, and you're accounting major, and this news just came out. The big four accounting firms are now like drastically cutting internships. You see what I'm saying? Like, so your path towards a job, if you were thinking or were not thinking about an internship at McKinsey, McKinsey is replacing X number of employees with agents.
Yeah.
Like that's the real information, right? That's as a student pursuing an accounting career or consulting career or whatever, and I had my eyes on McKinsey. My entire like college plan is like when I get to my rising junior year, I'm gonna apply to McKinsey. I'm gonna go work here in Atlanta with them. I'm gonna do this, but guess what? That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
That's information you should have in real time, like breaking news, right? McKinsey is laying off. Like this company is no longer hiring interns. There's an intern freeze for the next 2 years. In your head, like if you don't have the access to that news, like you're like spending months preparing for something that does not is not
Doesn't
going to
exist. And then probably even get like you probably see, and once you get that alert from the news, now the AI career coach might say, "Hey, you can still pursue an accounting major, but now, hey, like why don't you start vibe coding accounting solutions for that? I mean, why don't you start vibe coding accounting solutions for small businesses? Like you
small
can
accounting firms, small CPAs, yeah.
yeah, you can go help them. Like you can
Yeah.
like you can go figure out the problems that they have. So call 100 different accounting firms, small accounting firms, see what's the problem that they have, and create the solution for it. So
Let
you
me
still in your vertical, and now boom, McKinsey might acquire you. They might acquire your company.
let me give you a real world example. And I think since we've been talking, we probably like gave away a whole bunch of ideas, but the whole point
We
is,
giving not too much sauce, but hey, that's the point though. For free.
you know what I'm saying? So here's a free one for anybody listening. So we've all seen the news about like these Trump accounts, right? Like he wants to give like set up like Trump investment accounts for like babies born like Jan 1st, 2024 to 2028 or whatever. The way parents sign up for those accounts is when they file their tax return.
Mm.
When you file your tax return as a parent this time, there's a little box at the bottom. You have to check it, and that's how you claim that $1,000, right? So, CPAs, people who do taxes, right? People who do taxes today, they're getting this new form, right? And when you go in to do their taxes as a parent or whatever, they have to educate themselves on what that means. But that's an opportunity to like automate that somehow. Education, and then make it a easy way to like educate your clients, but market yourself now as a CPA or an accounting firm that like specializes in getting you that. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Yeah.
those things come out in the news, but how do you connect that to like a thing that you can build with AI to monetize, to reach people? Because it's available for millions of people now, right? And there's a lot of tiny like accounting firms and CPAs don't have the time to do that.
Mm.
So if you could come in as a marketing person and say, hey, this is opportunity and this is how you market this particular thing, and this is how you automate it, I can get you more clients, I can get the word out about it, and I could show you how to automate your systems internally to have people like automatically claim those things or whatever it is that you're doing. But you can build software for that and make money on the marketing side as well
Yeah.
and the education side. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, you right, you right. And that kind of like just goes back to a point that you said like I think a month ago when this when when Perplexity has just dropped their was it the it was the feature that you can see the not copyright but not grants but it's it's like you can see patents, the Perplexity patents. Like how you can see patents and everything, and even just like we was talking about Perplexity patents, and we were talking about how we were going to be staying up to like up to date and up to speed with the with the new AI education laws and things like that. So just even staying up to date with like the laws within your vertical, it's a whole different business right there because it might be a lot of accounting firms who don't know that this new thing just dropped. They don't know.
The tax code changes all the time.
Yeah.
You literally got to sit down and read what changes, right? And then translate that to their customers, right? So there's opportunity right there. Like what's new in the tax code? Tax time is coming up. What's new in the tax code? We're gonna summarize it for you, make it super easy for you to translate and market that to your clients. But don't just market it. Show you where your clients could like get more money back or like claim this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like market it in such a way that super attractive.
It makes sense.
Makes sense, right? Like, hey, boom, this thing just changed. We're targeting this group of people here. The income is in this income bracket. It really applies to them. Now they're the amount of deductions they can claim this year is like from 25 to 30%. Just like language, right? Like how do you massage? And yeah, like you're saying, like tracking laws that bills going through Congress that align with AI literacy, right? That's public information. Like that's literally on Congress's website.
Yeah.
So literally like plug in there anything that has to do with AI literacy, boom, and there's funding attached to it. As a nonprofit, as a consultant who specializes in that, I want to know that right away. Boom, because now I can plan in 2027, $50 billion is going to be allocated to AI literacy for small businesses. Guess who that goes to? That goes to the the Small Business Association or whatever, SBDC. That's coming to them.
Yeah.
Guess what? They're going to be looking for consultants.
That's coming to us.
I'm telling when that news broke last month, I went straight to some people. I was like, hey, this happened today. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, this bill passed, blah, blah, blah. It's about to get signed. It's funding attached to that. And you and I talked about this. We know for a fact the Small Business Development Corporation, the Small Business Administration, they do not have the expertise to implement this stuff, to teach this stuff. They're going to be looking for people to pay.
They are definitely going to outsource that for sure.
Right. So all the stuff you and I talk about, people might think we're like just posting to post, but there's a method to the madness, man. Like when the Department of Labor released 2 weeks ago the 5 pillars of AI literacy for this bill thing, immediately I'm like, I'm doing all this already.
Yeah.
Like, so what did I do? Create a graphic that shows
what I'm doing and how I'm doing it.
How the programming that we're doing is literally aligned to that. And guess what? There's curriculum attached to it. There's people attached to it. There's like a platform attached to it. Like we now market ourselves as we are aligned with the Department of Labor AI literacy guidelines or framework. People are looking for that language because that's just last week a national nonprofit reached out to me. Can you do responsible AI training for the entire organization? 67 employees. And the reason why they reached out to me is because they needed to come to a credible person to do it. Because this training is going to go into their frameworks for the entire organization. And it's going to be used for training of new hires. So the board, the CEO, they know me and they see what I post and stuff. But again, that's why I say there's a method to the madness.
For sure.
Why do we post all this stuff? Because we're establishing ourselves as subject matter experts. We're establishing ourselves as the go-to people, the credible people, right? So our association with Perplexity, Lovable, Stripe, ChatGPT, like OpenAI. I mean, you look at my profile, I'm associated with everybody.
Bloomberg, everybody.
That's for a reason. Like that's because that's how you establish your public profile as somebody who's credible. So
For sure.
that's what they told me is like, listen, we're coming to you because we have to get this information and this training from a credible source. I'm not, we didn't take any courses to become like certified in AI. We just been
I'm kind of against. I'm kind of against like AI certifications.
right, like
I
because
don't.
that boxes you in, man. Like
Yeah, like I don't really like that. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like nah. This not how. This is not like learning Google Analytics 101 where you can get a
right.
certification. Like okay, cool, you learned this, but like no, like it's not a box for AI like you just said. It's not. It's not.
It changes too much. Like it just is evolving too quickly. Like you should be AI aware, AI literate, right? You can show like I've done all these things, right? Here's my portfolio, here's my GitHub. Like this is the thing that tells you that I know something about AI.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we show up and we speak and we do things at all these places, and people leave. People
what
leave.
I'm thinking about? Like creating like because we already have a GitHub where you could of course like store your code base and everything, but we don't have like a like GitHub and Linktree, like where not only can you see like your code base and what you vibe coded, but maybe people want to see like the actual interface of your website where they can go and click it. So what if it's like a play, or what if they want to see like an AI workflow that you created to help automate something for somebody? So what if we had created like a just like a portfolio tracker that literally it connects to your GitHub, it connects to like your other external sources, but it like housed everything that you do with AI.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like literally your online portfolio pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Like
good idea, yeah, because like I said, we keep saying that show me what you've done.
exactly, yeah. Show me what you done.
Right now you can go to this link. Boom. This is everything that we do. This is everything that we've done. Here's testimonials from our customers. Here's what we can do. Right? Like you literally could, because I mean, if you're on a Claude Code or Cursor or Lovable, it's already tracking all that for you. Right? So Lovable could produce an entire portfolio for me in my own page that shows everything.
Yeah.
But show like all the trainings you've done, the workshops, like literally in this whole thing right here, you can see everything I claim that I can do is on here, right? You can all the LinkedIn posts that you created, all the like all the content that you created,
Yeah,
right?
you probably can even go and script like your NAN or your make.com workflows. So it's like, oh, okay, he actually built a blog automation. I can see it. It's right here.
Yeah, this is how it works, right? And then
Exactly.
you can document that with like Notebook LM and like explainer videos and like podcasts. Like man, you could all the your whole world of content is like your data. It's like your data source for AI,
Yeah,
right? So what we're moving towards too, and I see this with some people who have written books and stuff like that. Like they're monetizing themselves,
for sure.
like their whole world, right? So speeches, like presentations, books you've written, talks you've given, conferences you've attended, blog posts, articles you've written. People reach out to you to pick your brain. Guess what? Now they can subscribe to Bevon.
Exactly. Hey, Ron's brain is right here.
It's right
It's
there.
right here. Whatever you're gonna ask me, just ask him right here, bro. Like it's me. It's me.
But to your point, like having like your online portfolio or almost like your own repo, like where all your stuff lives
Yeah.
and it's being fed in real time. So let's say you put out a newsletter today in LinkedIn, immediately it goes into that thing. Oh, guess what, subscriber? Jacq Bots just posted a new article on AI for education. Oh, I gotta see what that's about. You see what I'm saying? Like it literally is like a living brain.
Mm.
Plus all the history that you had before. So I see more of that coming too. Like people can monetize their knowledge in a way that has never been done before. Because yeah, people reach out to us all the time. Hey, Bevon, can I just pick your brain? Can we grab coffee? Can we? And they ask me all these questions, and I gotta sit there and I gotta like right. And but think about doctors, think about lawyers. You can't do that with a doctor. A lawyer. Like, can you just grab lunch for like 2 hours? Doctor, lawyer? No,
Nah.
yeah, pay me for that, right?
All right. So how do you like? And this is my last question. I'm glad you just brought that up. I promise you. So how do you differentiate from just giving like free game and giving free consultations versus you like, hold on, like, nah, I can't have this conversation with you unless you pay me. Like, how do you differentiate that? Because I get a lot of, we both do. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we get a lot of daily messages with people who are like, hey, I'm thinking about creating this app. Like, what do you think about this? Like, or like, how can I implement this? And it's like, I do give out free game and consultations, but at a point it has to be like, nah, like now I'm giving you too much
Yeah.
sauce, bro.
Yeah, because they start that starts with a simple question. Hey, I need a website, I need an app, I have this problem. How can I've been hearing about AI. You talk about AI all day long on LinkedIn. You must know something about it. Can I, And
Yeah.
yeah, they start telling you the problem. And the way our brain works is like we immediately start seeing the AI solution for it.
Right.
Immediately, like when people start talking to me these days, like I'm like, okay, I see it. But then once you say to them, okay, well, you can recommend this, but the questions don't stop because now you've introduced them to something brand new. And what happens is when people get introduced to something brand new, they have questions, right? And they want to come back to the source every time.
Yeah.
So what I do, actually, actually vibe coded something that helps me evaluate incoming requests. Like I'm
Yeah.
like if I get the idea, the inkling, like this is gonna turn into like a whole 3 weeks of conversations. I'm like, here's a link. Go to this link, fill this form or whatever, and it scores. Uh, I shouldn't be saying this, but it's kind of scores the inbound and ranks it. And puts a number. It puts a number in it too. Like, can this be monetized? And is this? I just because I mean, time is everything to us, right?
Time is essence for sure, for sure. Like,
Yeah, and then time is money, and then I'm really like we've talked about this coming into this year. Like 2026 is a year of like revenue generation.
yeah.
Like we know what we're doing. Like we know what we're doing. There's no question about that. We could deliver solutions, guaranteed. But time is like at a premium, man. Like I don't have a lot of time to just brainstorm for weeks on end with you about your solution, and then that's free consulting time.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like to the extent of the question, I'll be feeling disrespected because I'm
Yeah.
like you see, I've been putting in work for a year plus now. We doing AI. We hosted countless AI workshops and just AI sessions, and you think that I'm just gonna just create this product for you for free, like bro, and like what, like
And
and
then
like
and now the things that we do is as a premium on top of that. There's like it is so few people that can sit down and walk people through a solution, train them because we're doing the training, we're doing the education, we're doing the implementation, we're doing like everything, right? The marketing, social media, you doing everything. We could even help you craft the entire brand, right? Like describe to us the problem you have, and there's no way we can't find a solution for you,
we got you, we got you, we got you.
right? And you go to McKinsey, you go to like these big consulting companies, they want to charge you like $3,000 a day type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we're doing that at a fraction of that cost, but you gotta pay us for our knowledge. You gotta pay us for our time because it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like we spent countless hours and now years like figuring out how this thing works and staying in tuned, right? And not only that, like the credibility that we have by working with OpenAI and Lovable and all these big companies, that brand does. I can tell you right now, you know this already. Like big brands don't associate with just anybody.
No.
Like they do the due diligence on you, right? They gotta figure out who's this guy. Is he legit? Is he just like blowing smoke? Is he gonna make me look bad?
Yeah.
Right? Is he gonna damage my brand? And the minute you get the trust of a big brand, like boom, like that draws so much people into you. A lot of people think I work for OpenAI. They be reaching out to me like, hey, I just applied for this job. I was like, bro, I just. But it's that by association thing, right?
Yeah.
Like because you're affiliated with, people automatically are now drawn to like thinking that you're like the gateway, right?
So that
So to your point, I also get very kind of like offended because people come to me a lot to attach me to things that they're doing. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
They will attach me because of who I'm associated with. right? But when it comes time to pay me, they don't want to pay, right? But they will use your name and your reputation and like your presence online to open up doors for them.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? So if Jacques is attached to I'm going into the talk to his firm. I'm trying to close this deal. His marketing, his AI, blah blah blah. Hey Jacques, man, let's collaborate on this thing. Blah blah blah. Get a proposal in. You help him, help that person get that proposal through that door, and then he's like, okay, well, we just spent like 6 months partnering on this. I'm gonna be like the partner that does the implementation. Blah blah blah. Here's my price. Right? You give them your price.
Right.
Nah, man, like that's too high. I think I'm gonna do this myself. Like what? I can give you like 6 months of like literally consulting. So my approach now is to avoid those 6 months and that, like, listen, what does this engagement look like? Right? You're asking me. You say you're trying to open up a door at this company or this school to deliver this thing, but they need to know that it's attached to like a credible curriculum, right? Like somebody who's done this before.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to go into a contract or a deal with you unless it's a legit thing, like it's a legit person delivering it, helping you or consulting with you or advising you. So they'll come to you and say, hey, can you help me think about how to like approach this company or whatever? And I would say, is this a engagement? Because I can't spend months on time just like coaching you through this, because that's different than mentoring. Because now there's dollars attached to this, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna close that deal, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm too expensive. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say people kind of use your reputation and your name now, because in AI in particular, because if you're attached to that project, the due diligence like drops, because they could look online and find us, right? Like easy,
quick.
Everything.
They're good. Then they're good.
Everything they're talking about, this makes sense. They know what they're doing. They're affiliated to this company and they've been here and they're doing this. Yeah, boom. If he's riding with you, then we're good. You know what I'm saying? So I've been very extra careful about that stuff these days, because more and more that's been happening. People will like try to attach your name and your reputation to what they're doing to close that deal, but then you become too expensive. You see what I'm saying? So to answer your question, I'm just finding ways to vet. Because immediately if you say to someone, hey, here's a link, go fill this out. And then those questions you ask them, like, what's your budget? When is your time frame to start? And if they don't want to fill that out, they're not serious.
Exactly. I already know from the gate that they're not serious. And I'm not wasting my time.
Right. Exactly. It's like, we're not going to waste each other's time here, because I'm being very honest. Like, I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to be monetized. I'm monetizing my things.
Yeah.
I'm building things to like build revenue. We're still doing our community stuff, of course.
That's without a question. Like what? Like that's what we do it for, our people. That's what we do it for.
Even when we're doing the community stuff, like we still want to be paid for our time.
For sure.
Because we're trying to do that stuff at scale. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that you and I understand is marketing is all these people, all these brands, and they want to look good.
For sure.
Right? And we have the ability to do that, like because of the reach that we have in Chicago, New York, and other places. We can reach a lot of people, right, at any given moment. I mean, next Friday in New York, it was 1,500 kids at campus going to invest. We're bringing 500 more to Chicago in April. So we have the ability to with distribution for them.
Mm-hmm.
But we also know how to make content look good and appeal to like younger audiences and stuff like that. So again, people will continue to do that, but my way right now is like be really upfront. Like, is this an engagement where we will talk about financial terms, etc.? Is this something you really want to build? You have a budget for? I ask those questions up front, man, and that filters out a lot of people, you know.
Nah, for real. Man, yeah. Especially like even people close to you, like they'll try to like no. I'm gonna send you this link and you fill it out. If you don't, then okay, cool. Matter of fact, go ask ChatGPT. Good.
Right, exactly. And you know the thing is, if they go and do their due diligence and do their research, like what is the market rate for this thing that I'm asking Jacques to do or Bevon to do? They will give it to them.
Yeah.
So you know we're just trying to be fairly compensated for our time and our knowledge, because what we had to do to acquire this knowledge, like we know what we had to do. Nobody else knows. What they see is the end result.
Exactly.
They see the content, they see the video, they see all that stuff. But what did it take for us to like really, and what we're still doing today, like research and like staying on top of the stuff and
every
hot.
day though. Like this, like
Every day.
we didn't just like pick this up like 2 months ago. Like we are AI experts. I don't even like saying it because it's really not even a lot of like AI experts. But we've been in this field for a minute now, and we are still newbies too because we learn. We like to learn. I like to learn how. Oh, Professor can do that too now. All right, let me check it out. Let me just see because
Yeah.
it might be fairer than how Gemini do it or had Chat do it. You know, so it's like I don't know, like
No, man. I think
a lot going on.
no, for sure, man, for sure. So I think next week we should definitely vibe code
Vibe code for
that
sure.
investment thing. I'll look up some APIs we could connect to. We could do that live and show people what that looks like and have people start testing it. But nah, man, I like I said, I think this is good to get folks understanding on the street level. Anybody could do this. It really just takes time and discipline and staying in tune with what's going on because, yeah, man, I'm super concerned about the future of work and how people are like, our students and their families are thinking
Man,
about career because it's scary for them, man. You know?
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I don't have nothing else to add on top of that. Like you just hit it on the nail. Like I'm definitely like I'm very optimistic, of course, but it's like I'm just not so optimistic for people who are blatantly ignoring this technology. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
like this is the greatest wealth transfer in our generation. Like right now,
yeah,
like in 5 years, the people who are adapting this, bro, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be
yeah,
set for life. I'm telling you, like I can see it. You're
yeah.
gonna be
Earlier,
set for life.
I would say earlier than 5 years, man. I think this is going to happen faster than we anticipate because as the technology changes and you adapt it, boom, you're gonna be one of those people, man, for sure.
For sure, for sure. Appreciate you TikTok with next week, Bevon. I posted did it last week, but I'm gonna look into restream again because
Yeah.
it's a way that from our laptops we could stream from TikTok and Instagram and then like Twitch all at the same time.
Okay.
So that way we are just like actively hitting all of those different social media platforms.
No, for sure, man, for sure. So definitely. So we'll reconnect next week, man. But as always, man, let's keep it moving, you know.
Let's do it. And, appreciate y'all TikTok live. It's Jacques Potts, Bevon, and this is street level AI. Let's do it.
All right, take care, man.
All right, peace.